Alright, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 Harran, as we're still in the ever so divided Middle East in areas from Mesopotamia to the Levant ever since the dissolvement of the Abbasid Caliphate, which of course it was started by Armenians and then they destroyed everything. I mean, not everybody is just struggling together. But there's only one kingdom that has been recently formed, and that is us, Harrani, which is, the name of our house. In which I also, during off recording, I decided to, rename the kingdom title. It says Emiruta of Assyria, just to reflect on, of who we are, as we're Syriac, which, as a reminder, because it's distinct from Assyrians. Now, Syriac, as a reminder, is formed from Aramean under Roman influence around the year 300. Now, the Arameans, also known as Syrians or Chaldeans, were an ancient people hailing from Harran, located in the Levant during the time of the Assyrian Empire. The Aramaic language would gradually spread into Mesopotamia, replacing the old Akkadian languages once spoken there. Although the post-Assyrian period and the various Aramaic-speaking peoples would gradually fall under the influence of the neighboring empires, namely those of the Iranians and Romans, causing them to gradually diverge in culture. Characterized by the Aramean heritage and shared Aramaic language, the descendants of the Arameans continue to live on in form of the Syriacs, Assyrians, and as well as in the Mandaean community, like those Mandaics down there. Now, the Syrians, which they evolved from Assyrian under Parsi or Persian influence, which again, same thing. I mean, we're basically brothers at this point regarding the cultural acceptance, which shows similar, except, the recent wars and I wanted to promote Syriac in the heartland of the areas that's near Harran. That's due to circumstances. I mean, I wouldn't promote the culture of mine everywhere. No, just in the heartland. But of course, there's also the Syriacs down there, down in the Ledan and the Homs. They're separated from us, but one day we will unite with them. We'll unite with our brethren down there, especially those that's close to the holy site of Baalbek. So again, I've completed my major goal in the previous episode, but now I have a new goal in mind. Expand to get to those holy sites, starting with Mesopotamia. I mean, we'll soon take control of, the rest of this, which includes, Kurdistan. But we want to include, all the areas of Mesopotamia, which means have to take Samarra, Baghdad, Kufa, Kashgar, and Al-Basra. Or whatever the names, that could be the equivalent in the Aramaic language, because knowing that it'll be changed over time. But I would love to have personal control over Baghdad, which also has a large minority. I mean, the culture right now is Kurdish. That's the majority right now. But there's also a large minority of Assyrians, Levantine Arabs, and Radhanites. Rampant urban fires. Yipe. And holding the House of Wisdom for myself is the most desirable thing to have. And we would love to claim it in the name of our old Harranian faith. But to do so, we must fight a series of wars to get that. You only have one ally. And that's way over there, and that doesn't even matter. Well, we've seen what they're like. Now, what did the vassals say since our war with the Karamites took a bit of time? Yeah, they don't particularly like it if we go on another long offensive war. But to be honest, it'll be short and sweet. Especially, we plan on taking, you know, all of this, even though it would be separated from us, which is never a good idea, unless you advance southward. But I suggest that you wait, or alternatively, raid. You know, like raid these entities here. Let's see what happens. And another reason why raid, because there's room for some men-at-arms that we can recruit, such as the new Nafatun, which compared that to the light footmen under the skirmisher role. Look at the Nafatun's attack. The damage it can provide, 92. Now imagine that if stationed. That would definitely kill the skirmishers and heavy infantry that's in their way that we commonly see, and will likely see, for the wars of Mesopotamia. This is why we have to, you know, get money by any means. You'll have the honor, of course. Don't make me lead the army though. Well, guess where we're raiding first? All these areas again. Actually building a new castle. That's going to make our job tougher. So in the meantime, as the army raiding parties assembled, let's hold court for the first time. In order to be a successful ruler, I must actually rule on the various dilemmas and situations which arise within my sphere of influence. By officially inviting all my subjects to my castle and petitioning me for their aid, I'll be able to stay informed, swear to balance power, and visibly show the world that I am in charge. This will help me increase my court grandeur, which we're, you know, trying to get up there. I think we already have, yeah, we're already up there. I'd just like to have a little more. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people following, some lining up in front of my throne while others move out of the way so they could simply observe the proceedings. After several moments, all movement in the chamber has ceased. All faces turn towards mine expectantly. In front of me, I count 3 petitioners lined up in an orderly row, waiting for me to call on them. Gesture for the first in line to approach. A peasant steps forward, carrying a petition. My liege, Iconio is a representative of the Assyrians, the Shoyai, from the Kota of Zemion. The peasant briefly pauses for her speech. Our plea to see this important monument of our culture restored was ignored by the Rabkota. He's actively hindering us from rebuilding. My liege, allow me to explain, Declan interjects in panic. This monument makes a mockery of our culture. It depicts Syriacs as monsters. So you can see why I would oppose this restoration of such a hateful monument. As a compassionate man and has plenty of money, I say, build a different monument instead, one symbolizing compassion. Again, the Assyrians and the Syriacs are brothers. We speak the same language, we're the same people, which just there's some minor differences between us, okay? And over in mid, the popular opinion will get low, and there might be some danger to this. And we'll deal with that danger, sooner rather than later. The merging of cultural identities. The air is thick of anticipation as my vassal Harab Tamhas approaches me. Lord, I come with grave news, but the solution to What was the solution to fix this problem? It's become increasingly clear that the Assyrians and the Syrians are becoming more and more, perhaps even too similar. It's paramount that we show that as us, Syrians, were at the forefront of innovation. Back in the olden days, we were influenced by the Romans, and the Assyrians were influenced by the Persians. But we're brothers. But knowing you, I'll say there is no need for us to exercise superiority over other cultures. As a compassionate man, I say that. Two of my vassals are pushing one another and jostling to reach my throne first. Rabkid, Adema bows for me. My lord, murder is wanton in the city streets throughout the Al-Harranian Miruta. It would be civilizing if we instituted a ban of townspeople bearing arms, at least within the city limits. Kotnisa, Komisatavi kicks him out of the way. Safety is each man learning to protect himself. Banning carry weaponry will castrate the townspeople. Oh, great. A Christian and a Yazidi. Oh, what the heck? He's near death. Oh, cancer. At least she'll be leaving behind children. Oh, this will help with the popular opinion. So, we shall solve this safety debate with violence. And, you actually won. Ooh. You didn't get wounded. It's a miracle. After all, he's the marshal. And the house tradition is vengeance. So, as the last petitioner departs, various courtiers allow them out of the room. Having business to attend elsewhere, others remain, talking amongst themselves about the recent proceedings. Soon the ceremonial formality of the proceedings has dropped away entirely, with the hum and bustle of normal courtly life taking its place. My business here is done. Oh, and before we get on moving, the Yazidi thing. I remember reading somewhere for the Rice mod, that Sabrex Khan, the mod creator, that he has an idea that one of his possible future flavor packs may include, you know, the Yazidi flavor pack. But of course, that may also adversely affect, I don't know, Assyrians or Kurdish that are also nearby. Right. He did give the Mandaeans a bit of flavor. And you know, even before I even started the Harranian playthrough, I actually considered doing a Mandaean playthrough, which would probably give some attention, except maybe for the Mandaean community, which would no doubt give me some thank you letters, one would think, as giving a spotlight and attention to them. But ultimately decided with Harran because of a little more flavor just in this little area alone. Rest in peace. Just died of cancer. Gave in his wish of open carry weaponry. Ah, you like me well enough. So that means we'll get the good man here. Despite that, popular opinion is good enough. This is why we oppose to doing long wars. And that's why we're gonna go raid so we can get some more loot. And then once you're done with the looting, and then and only then we can. There's words. They fail me right now. You finally want them back. When the legacy takes shape. A hero's end. A finished warrior to start. Though it may tear their grievers apart, and when their final hour nears, wonder, will life echo through the years? So far I kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore for much longer. I don't know how I quite feel about this. I say I didn't like it. Also, by the way, if you're wondering, you know, Semitic faiths, these other faiths, none of them resemble Mesopotamian paganism, in case if you people had any ideas. Harranism is the closest thing to it, since they do take parts of Mesopotamian and Hellenic and Roman deities and just mishmash them together. So it's not quite like the old Assyria playthrough I did back in Crusader Kings 2, except that I was an Nestorian Christian, where we started from there, and we basically expanded roughly the same borders as the Neo-Assyrian Empire in its peak. And who knows, maybe for the rest of this playthrough, as I will drag this series on, that maybe I should just, I don't know, recreate that. But in a pagan way. And the only difference is that Harran. And fun fact about Harran. Harran was actually the, if I remember correctly, let me look things up. I know Nineveh was another capital of theirs. Besides, Ashur. It's just I'm trying to remember, you know, drawing a blank. Neo-Assyrian Empire. Actually, Harran here was actually the final capital of the Neo-Assyrian Empire from 612 to 609 BC before being conquered by the Neo-Babylonian Empire. So, who would have thunk it? But the only difference is, I'm not Assyrian, but Syriac. We're just a bit different. But the biggest difference between us is they're communal, we're spiritual. And I doubt we find the oldest Syrian culture somewhere in the history files. Highly doubtful. Would have been nice to see, to know what they were like. I'm telling you, their ethos would have been different than either of us. I think they would have been more bellicose. And likely vengeful. Eye for an eye. I'm just guessing. That's my kinswoman. What's up with deviancy running in this family? Is that who we are? How much is it? 50? Okay, now listen. I'm not going to use that dagger. Once you're done, I may put it as a pedestal artifact instead. Put it on a pedestal. If you make it good, that is, so go ahead. You could go on a grand tournament if you wish. Old foes. I'm back on the battlefield. Mud clinging to my boots. The rank stench of the dead assaulting my nostrils. And once again reliving the day. Baba I pressed his claim to my none of whatever it was. I wake up gasping. The cold beads are circling into my face. Upstairs beside me. It doesn't wake. I must deal with my troubles alone. I guess that's my military uniform. I shall try to forget. Pressed your claim from way back when. Lost the battle Haranu back in 940. That was so long ago. You should learn to get over things. Go, go. Keep going. King and country. I realized that there must have been many rulers who came before me, lesser lords and ladies, as well as mighty kings and queens who once ruled this country. Many of them I will never know. Will I too be forgotten one day? Not even a footnote in the history book, not even a faint whisper in the wind. Knowing he's the compassion man, he'll say, as long as I'm happy, then I'm fine with whatever happens. I mean, I already made my mark in the history. We revitalized the Neoplatonic Academy, and subsequently formed the kingdom. Actually, you got it the other way around. You formed the kingdom, then you revitalized the academy. Lately, my efforts to impress have fallen flat. My friendship with Emir Ismail is still standing on shaky ground. It's a mess. I've got a brilliant idea. I'll have my beneficiary add a dedication to the masterpiece made. A flattered dedicatee will be deeply touched by my generosity, and they will have no choice but to like me more. To Ishmael. No price is too steep for my beloved Xanthos. Want your mother back? Stop right there. Artifacts, something I remember. A pair of these. Venom comes of age. Skilled tactician, unyielding defender. Elisha, heir to one of the local counties, and he's also of the incorrect religion, as far as, first race is concerned. No need to use a hook. You can keep the culture, although Cyric is basically more proper these days. It became Cyric out of circumstance. Though I could have stayed, Arabic forever, but no. Just had to go return to roots, even though well, let me read the text first. Through my connections with the East Asian elites in my realm, I've managed to build a good rapport within their community. Even the commoners who share similar ethnic origin to these elites, having migrated here from elsewhere along the Silk Road, are thinking more highly of me than ever before. I have no doubt people who live in their homelands in the Far East also heard good things about me and my family's rule of these lands. In the long run, this will surely benefit me politically and financially, and earn much honor in the claim of my dynasty. Let's hope this period of goodwill lasts a while. Because you are currently reinforcing with these, and the quality of this gift is likely better than you have gotten from the other Silk Road communities, so there's some more renown. Oh yeah, we're definitely going over there again. Fellow consul, my vassal, Fries Kudearkos, well met, liege. I've heard tell your patronage of Rohinat, the weaponsmith. Says he's forging a dagger worthy of a Miruta. Please take this and give it to him. Wouldn't want this the translated creation of a masterpiece. Poor Courtier must have more money than what he knows what to do with. How generous. Again, once this is done, I'm not using that dagger. I'm making this to a pedestal artifact. Pedestal item. I pride myself on making sure everything is accounted for, which includes making sure my soldiers are well provisioned. To this end, I should come up with a plan of ensuring my soldiers always have the supplies they need in the field. Arrange a network of merchants to help me. 95% that I'll establish a dependable network of suppliers gaining well-provisioned armies for the next 5 years. After going through the reams of financial ledgers, I was able to pick out a group of merchants scattered around the countryside which I knew would be dependable. I made an offer to keep them on return to provide any supplies my army needs at a moment's notice. This will ensure my commanders will always know who they should go to when they need provisions. Now to skim a little off the top. Always a man with more money. I'll have to get even more when we loot out of this. Yep, tells her for loot again. I should say it's ready to be looted again. The religious fanatic plays his hand. As I was on my way to a nearby village today to pay a visit to the cherished acquaintance that was ill, my Casosta briskly warned me about a murder attempt against me being thwarted at the last minute. After some commotion, she was adamant, telling me an assassin was caught planning to murder me in a nearby village. The thug paid with his life to be creatively interrogated, and it was clear he was a religious fanatic hailing from the province where I've ordered a religious conversion. These type of ambitious policies can lead to dangerous implications down the road. Magnificent job, Order. So they were able to foil an action that may have well caused my demise. The thanks of all these factors, as you can see there. That's why you ought to be careful with, conversions of everything. That's why some rulers may have been died. This whole thing. My lord, the beneficiary rolling approaches me with a wide grin, sweat dripping down his forehead, soot smeared across his face. I've told over the Vorge for many days and many nights, but finally, my work is done. He presents me with an object wrapped in cloth. As I unveil what is hidden underneath, my eyes grow wide. A wrought iron of very fine craftsmanship. The grip has a series of decorated silver rings and evenly spaced between straps of leather. This is lovely. Prowess of 2. Hostile scheme suggests up a bit. A tiny but elegant description runs on the side, dedicated to the stalwart friend, this man. Thank you, but I don't need that. I will not use this weapon. Actually, make that 2. 3. Okay, you know what? Turn all these weapons into pedestal items, because these are all too good to leave around with some of the other benefits. So, reforge them all. Well, actually, this actually provides different benefits, including a tiny bit of natural dread and dread gain. Yeah, sure. Go ahead for all these. No cost to reforge it. And this is for a little more natural dread. Slightly less stress gain. And since I love this bow of mine, well, what about this? Actually, this cannot be turned into a pedestal item. Neither is this one. Well, of course, they're made of wood. They're too sensitive. Like, if you try to turn it to the pedestal item, you're going to break the dang thing. Okay then. Put the sword here, and put the dagger there. Now you can see it on display. So, +9 natural dread. So, a tiny little bit of dread doesn't hurt anyone. But it goes to show what kind of ruler I am. I may be nice, but don't cross my way. May never know, I'll ask somebody to forge me another item, and then that one will also turn into a pedestal item. It'll be filled with weapons, even though it's an administrative court. He has arrived in Harran and is going to give me gold. I bring you rich gifts worthy of majesty as a token of my goodwill and servitude. She nails the difference as tenants bring forth her gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken and scribes regular pledges to serve the Harranian Kingdom. Alas, I pledge thee, Compatibility. Arise. For my satisfaction and Monarch's rights to the lands rules in my stead. I accept your generous gifts. There goes my caravan, master. Gout-ridden. Weakened your capital once more. Now we're gonna loot there, swing around, loot there, loot there, loot there. We're home. Okay, this is the last area to raid and we'll be home. Get to stepping. See, that's about it. Now we're going to use that money to add another men-at-arms regiment as you all rest and recover. And then we will return to expand the realm. Starting with the Caliphate. Just take our building. Be on our way down. Again, my warhorse is fierce, but she's like a fierce. I want her to be more fierce than ever. Now, very fierce warhorse. This was prowess 1 and advantage 2. Now doubled for the advantage. Favorite lady was destroyed. I could have just destroyed myself and get the money. Two things. Did what I can to reduce the cost of gold to recruit these. To create this, and then expand. Whew, that's a lot. And not stationed in any holding. Station over there. And I'll build a building that would be much suited for your type. Station, men-at-arms. Damage. Oh boy. Okay, what about for skirmishes? Skirmish damage. It's 10. Militia camps will do. just to get more danger out of this. We're stationed skirmishers. So now we're making them even more deadly. And how much is it again to assemble the estates of the realm? 250 gold! Almost done conversion here. And then... what happened to her? Pneumonia. Oh. Dull, possessed pneumonia. It's the combination of possessed and pneumonia is what got her. You got a claim? Oh no, you're from there. I've realized that I'm a bit bald right now. I guess I, lost the hair if I reached that certain age. But it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Look quickly. The Harranian Heartlands. That is it. How long is it going to convert there versus 27 years? Okay, admit it is. And then I'm going to do an unpopular decision, but at least it'll earn me some money. We got to expel the religious minority. Sunnis are no longer welcome here. They'll be expelled. And also a ruler expelled kinsman. Again, this will hurt things, and it may make things unpopular regarding popular opinion, but that would only be applied in Niue. So we'll kick them out, so you don't see them around here, just like what the Armenian did to us. And I can see why. It's because they're the majority. But we earned some money out of that, but not enough to make a... Well, actually, let's wait a little more, then we'll assemble the estates of the realm, because they keep talking to me about this. The coils of Nizibin. My Diana has been twittering news of beasts. I'm hearing much talk from Nizibin. It is said there are excellent prospects for hunting thereabouts, but many will recoil Roman the shrublands. Shrublands. You know, falconry is expensive these days. Do you have any idea how much they cost? That! And since this is happening in your land, you should be the one that hunts, and I'll be there if you invite me to there. Today I'm observing Hofamarti, the Kuramite Sogdian, as he trains some of his new levies, but the recruits under his command resemble a disorganized mob more than an army. I look on as he struggles to gain control of the situation, clearly pushed to his limits. Having been in that situation, I know how difficult it is to work with untrained soldiers. Teach them what I know about command. I pull an order on so his recruits attempt to continue their training. The key thing with training new soldiers is instilling discipline. So, without that, you'll be unable to depend on them to follow your orders. After I finish, Monty thanks me before strolling back onto the field, where he quickly takes control of the situation. This will make him a better commander. Not quite ready yet. Again, we still have the regular light front, which will take out heavy infantry, but these new ones will definitely maul the heavy infantry and the skirmishers along with that, which are common sights. So it should be noted that skirmishers and heavy infantry are common sight around Mesopotamia. That's something we have to assume. Oh, I know why it took 27 years. That. Strong believers. Conversion resistance. Unless there are minorities that are already established. Gout-ridden. He's gonna be around for long. I'll say he has an empathy and kind heart. Reese corresponds with a source of joy for me. How can I help? I think we might both benefit from increased communication. I'm glad you see things my way. Could stop now. "9 years old. Zealous. Crud. Now you got an unruly vassal, potentially. So, and it just took Alexandria. But they're not going to get this on these two anytime soon. But he may wage wars against the Shiites, so looks like he's trying to get Egypt back together again. One would think. Oh yeah, he's definitely going to be back for holy wars. Either against the Rabbinic Jews, Zoroastrian remnants, or even Buddhists. In fact, this is that Zoroastrian remnant, which somehow they negotiate alliances with other Muslim entities. They're almost ready for war. We should probably go for a prepared conscription in the next couple of days, in fact. So, let's actually wait for that. Oh, this event again? This is my wife. Although, of course, we kind of, knew that. We know each other's, deviant secrets. But I'm still going to be leading armies, so I'm never changing focus as much as I would have liked to, but it's going to be what's going to be. Actually, hold on. There you go. There. Army gold maintenance reduced and friendly territory levy reinforcement rate. So now, in the next month, they're fully reinforced. You know, kind of got me to thinking. If we ever get up to the next Dynasty Legacy, I would either get this or get that. Although likely that one because of, you know, how much I'm money intensive and I like to spend it like a sailor and control how it's important to me. Yeah, this definitely sounds like the administrative way. Tyranny? Tyranny. You got allies. One from there, and the other from all the heck way over there. The longer we wait, the more allies he's going to have. But first, let us assemble the estates of the realm. I can summon the different social factions in the realm in order to attempt to set a constructive policy agenda over the long term. The success chance depends positively on my skills higher than 11 and negatively on my skills lower than 8. Well, let's organize the whole affair. Get everybody together and tell, alright, what do you want, everyone? Before we declare the next war, I want to know what is on your agenda. Things take time. Get this, and they'll be a little more powerful for the skirmishers. I mean, look at them now. Look at them now. Very destructive. Now I can fight the Jure claimant wars instead of conquest. And we know there's plenty of that. And also need a very good chance of just shorten truces, so it'll be less of an issue. What's going on down there? An abysmal failure. The United States Realm Assembly has been a sad affair where my opinions are countered, my decisions are disregarded, and risk of being a political puppet in my own realm factions, be they noble or common. In the end, it has been an expensive affair where nothing so far has been accomplished, and where I'm politically losing the raids over my own subjects. What a costly blunder. Been politically outmaneuvered for 5 years. Yipe. Shall serve me. Yeah, that was a stupid, inexpensive move of what I just did. Now there are ways to make up for it. Kabbalah wants this claim. Weren't these two allies? Oh, down there. They're supposed to be allied, and yet you are... no, you are defending Baghdad. And Kabbalah is one of your allies. Okay then. First opportunities open. They're distracted at the moment. No holy wars. Please. Let's begin our route to Mesopotamia. Put me here. Head to Tikrit. Ardistan. That is way over there in Safford territory? No way. This is why we need to expand on Mesopotamia and outwards, so we can have equal strength against the Sephiroths. You have any idea how strong they are? Well, I'll show you how strong they are. That's not the right place. The capital's over here. Benjamin, insightful thinker. So that's the goal here. Take Tikrit, then take Samara. War's won, and then we'll go fight for Baghdad, all of Baghdad. Fortune builder. Present. Who knows how long the war will take for them? But it won't take us long here. Oh crud. Taking myself off command. These are the sieges, and you're the man for the job. Have at it. Go find them. Actually, no, stay here. They hired a Syriac mercenary band. I said stay here, dang nabbit. Over 3,000 men. That's how much they have over there. So, arguably, similar strength. Oh, they're desperate now. Hold your ground. This is their territory, so not good. But we have the numbers. And plus, this is also the first time that the Navatun are in action. Where we're gonna put a real hurt on them. Utter devastation to their skirmishers and heavy infantry that I told you that they would have. One of the noblemen's been killed. An Assyrian fighter. Wants to forge a magnificent weapon. Well, it better damn well be. I want a weapon that makes full use of my strength. So, okay, hold on. Barbary enrages her dress for bounty. It's both an honor and a privilege to forge you a weapon, she speaks in dignified with a visit. Glimmer of excitement in the eyes that betrays serious demeanor. Tell me, what is your preferred way of fighting with a weapon? I wish to forge something that will suit you the best. I want a weapon that makes full use of my strength. And she'll be forging a hammer. And I'll put it as a pedestal item once you're done. And if I see another weapon that needs to be forged, then a spear. You have a wide variety of weapons that's on display at the court until I find more interesting pedestal items that I'll have. This one's got weaker defenses. We're being raided. I step out of my tent and rub my eyes. The siege camp sprawls out before me. A muddy square of ragged canvas, a sea of anthills of wood, fire smoke, or leather armor, of rust and dung. Flags hang limply in the rain-fogged air, whipped now and then by wind. Smoke drifts on the wind. Throngs of men busying themselves among the tent's siege weaponry. The stench of dirt and sweat is thick in the Jure here, stinging my eyes. Smells mixed up a strong tang of urine and rats and odor of rotting wounds. My low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege has ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. The VIET of Tagrit stands before me, its own circle of hell. Fields between the dead and dying lie scattered, abandoned to bugs and vultures. Bodies bulge and bloat in the streets. Grieving widows sing out agonized goodbyes to their husbands and children, and men and women and children throng the streets afraid and confused. Weary, hungry, and lost, they tremble for the army, gazing up to the black sky, waiting for the world to shake itself apart and tumble down their quaking shoulders. Spare it. Don't see any religious minorities standing up. They're all Muslims of various cultures, including one man that's from the Punjab. Imprison all of them. If anybody wants them, we'll release them. You yellow bastards. I have to wonder how I never really improved the defenses here. When is the next innovation that gives us another building slot? That. And that's its current exposure, actually. Okay, good. Once I get this, then I would get that. Because I need to build defensive buildings in Harran, since it's your capital. But your capital is no better defended than places like here or in the mid. We can't do anything about those raiders. Hope they don't take my children, because I would hate to open up my purse to get them back. They're besieging Baghdad right now. That means they'll lose more control. And the lower control that they have, then you know, makes the garrison lower. Distracted by the affairs of the court, I'd let news and orbits with Barbara to be delayed more and more. Now, work has completely stalled on my hammer. Seems I was not entirely to blame. I'm told Barbara's debilitating effects, which leaves her often bedridden and no humor for work. And last night, the manager she's brought before me. Also, by the way, she's not only a Muslim, but she's Celestian. How about that? Anyways. I know you're doing your best, Barbara. You can lose the progress. I'm in no rush. My focus is on the war. They're gonna be fighting against them. I hope they don't go up here. They probably are. Yeah. Prepare yourselves. Get everybody together. We'll win decisively because we have higher quality, if you say so. But the Emir of them, the one we're fighting up against, well, they're mad and they want to get revenge, but you know, our new Nafatun is a difference maker. Though the advantage is his, taking a little more casualties, but hopefully we'll overcome. If only if I wish I was there. Plus, our number of Eswar is a bit outnumbered. But our fighters are clearly better. Thank you. Oh no, I don't like the way it looks now. We might lose this one, just barely. Just barely. You got your revenge. They got my son and heir. Yeah, you're going all the way back to Harran. I'm taking command of this thing. When you retreat all the way back. Give me back my son. I cannot. I do not like that. At all. Could use more like you, cause some of our fighting men, including my son, has been taken prisoner. It's worth investing, yeah, but once you return to Harran, I will take command of the army personally, and we're going to get back at them, no matter what. We do not wish to be vulnerable. Things will take time because we gave them a lashing. As the realms passed by the state of war, I'm faced with the choice of ordering my troops to act in an aggressive and callous way against my foes and the enemy population, as this will allow me to learn a bit about the martial lifestyle. Or I can take the opposite path, stress the obligation of my troops to act in a sensitive way of the vanquished foes and enemy commoners. Act aggressively towards our foes. Again, this goes against me, but I will gain 2 martial lifestyle perks. And I'll be a little more dreadful for this. It's kind of interesting that I got that little event that would help me with this, so. We are an infantry intensive army, so let's go for organized march so our army can move a little fast. And then hit and run, so we'll take less retreat losses. We can't have that again. If we were to lose, then we'll take less losses on one retreat. And plus, we gotta inflict more damage. And we're gonna have more toughness during the advantage phase. Especially with our skirmishers. Oh, especially our skirmishers. Once you get done retreating, let me take command. And if we defeat them in the battle again, okay, raise a few that weren't here. That includes more of my sons. Taking command now. We'll be heading back down there. It's going to take 14 months. We'll be there in 4. Not with full strength, obviously, because things takes time for some of our other men-at-arms to be reinforced while we get there. Popular opinion. Heard you loud and clear. Dread brings death. As soon as I had taken my dinner, I was preparing to attend a religious ceremony close to my castle. Word of my Gazosta was swift to catch my attention. As things stand, it seems an assassination attempt on my person was prevented by the last minute by my spies. The assassin paid with his life, but it was clear the motivation for this attempt was the dread I inspire everyone. Or so it reported. Spies were able to foil accident may have well caused demise. Because of high intrigue. Because give me your own intrigue. Again, it's due to dread. So, you learned that it's not ideal to be a very dreadful ruler, even at a tiny bit. We will win this damn battle. They're not being reinforced because it's occupied territory, ours. And if we win the battle, we will free our fighting men, including my son, Ezekiel. We gotta catch them. We can't let them escape. My friend our big stops in the whole beast. Ah, there you are, Babeus. Just spoken to Barbara. She's forging a hammer for you. I couldn't resist a visitor's me. I talked to her about how you meet your expectations, and I think you will like the results. Slightly lower quality. God dog it. Defending a river crossing. Luckily, I'm a forder, so that doesn't matter. More advantage than you. We're still going to take more casualties. We beat him. Now give me my son back. So, Ezekiel, my courageous son, is now held against his will by me. Yes, that happened earlier. I think the event was supposed to be we freed him, and now we captured him. The turns have been tabled. Yes, I know what I said. So, the land is ours. I know you'll resist conversion, but give it time, and then we'll consider. So that makes Baghdad's ally, less than ideal to have around. And I do not wish to own Samara. Oh, you deviant, you. But you can. You're terrified of me. You have every right to be. Samara should be yours. Just want you to look at me more positively. Okay, that's a little expensive. What about this? Cheaper. Got it. You want him back? No, no, no. No, damn it. Like this. Get a hook on this man, and we'll use that hook to convert to the Harranian faith. And he'll be more amenable. Don't even think about it. I see the wisdom you have here, but I hope you understand the long, winding path in your times. If you promise me the support of whatever you need, the journey would be an easier one. Oh, you get a hook on me? Does it really matter? So fine. We're trying to get there fast. She presents me with an object wrapped to qualify. Unveil what is hidden as growing. A warhammer of excellent craftsmanship. The wrought iron head is mounted on an elegant oak shaft that's been carved with thin lines to enhance the look of the material, as well as providing the textured and nice grip. Nice. This is lovely. Now, Turn that into a pedestal item as well. Also, get rid of this damn thing. Gee, another? Give me a moment. This is even more dread. Well, reforge it then. And put that in the court. It's a friggin' weapon collection we're doing here. What is it now? Wants to make something wondrous. Master raise appears. You got it. Thank you for funding us in Denver, my lord. Beneficiary Andres tries to keep his composure, but can see the extent of this. Boxes, sculptures, thrones. There's so much I can make. Perhaps you have any wishes? I want a splendid statue. Yes, a statue. And where are you from, by the way? Vestulia. So he's... Obviously, that's Poland. Vestulian. That is over here, in the center. Sandomierz, Radom areas. That part of modern-day Poland. You had your fun looting so much from Kabul. You already got all of it. But I'll give him a payback for this. That'll teach you. Now I must return home. So we can start recovering our strength. What's your opinion for defensive war? 16. You can have some time off. Home again. Kirkuk. Yeah. You're not a happy camper. Hold it right there. This is a hunt. Seems tempting. The man dislikes me. He's known to be dreadful. In case if I die, Ezekiel, you're 24 years old, and you're a fine young man. You're brave. You were once captured in battle, then we freed you. I mean, that's forever in your memories. You were a prisoner of war, and then we've rescued you. In Kirkuk, in fact. Yeah, in Kirkuk. And now I'm returning to Kirkuk, not on the field of battle, but for a hunt. Whatever we're hunting, I'll be there. At least I don't have to spend my money to go on a hunt. So, it's falconry then. Sure, I'll be there. No costs, little danger. Well, in this case, we'll have to be there before May 21st. So, I'll be incautious. I just like to be there as early as I can. And maybe perhaps bring some Silk Road merchants with us. I'll be spending all my money on the travel. And after when the hunt is over, then I will, take my sweet time to, travel across certain areas. like say, through there, and then I'm gonna, you know, swing around there and go over to say hello. Yeah, basically. Again, it's a 10% chance that it may happen, alright? I would go down there, but it's an active war zone, I believe. Unless the war's already over now. It is over. Now you have weaker allies. And who's that? That's from further away. So this is a falcon hunt. Let's hope it goes well. Assyrian caravaneers, crud. As we wind along the outskirts of Nazabin, I see a trail of caravan camels in the distance as soon as we meet with their strange leader. Good evening to you, worthy friend. Come in, come in. Promise you what I have in my stall, like Assyria herself, for more one day seen, says, showing casing countless shiny trinkets before my eyes. This isn't gonna work. What do you think you're doing? Let me try to steal it. If they call me a thief, then there goes a bit of that general opinion. Got caught red-handed. Of course that happened to me. The road takes the most treacherous parts of Dara while I scan for any dangers that rusty bush grabs my attention. Could it be a wild animal? As I brace myself for impact, Mahmoud jumps out of the bush instead of holding a plant. You scared me, Mahmoud. Anyway, let me see what you have here. Some kind of fruit? Yes. It looks and smells so delicious. Wonder what it tastes like. Maybe just take a little bite, he says. Let him eat it. I'm recovered from my wound, yes. Truly a stroll around Tunam is a gift from Gaia. Tranquility of this place suddenly and abruptly broken by furious grunts that are clattering of armor. Hark! Get me out of this metal prison. My squire took offense to my manner, even going as far as to call me heartless, and has abandoned me. Whatever this strange man did, could have not been enough to justify being stuck forever in his armor. I, of course, could have someone help, but is it truly worth it? Dick Lad the Heartless, they calls him. Consider the armor gone for a price, and I'll use that hook just to recruit you over here. It's a necessity, alright? Because we need more fighting men. I am Basileos of Nineveh. I've bested dozens of men in combat, and honestly all those fights are dull. So here I am, on this road, looking for someone better than me. Someone I can learn from. If you can best me at combat, I will become a valuable and loyal servant. And so on this day, I demand to meet one of you in a fair fight. Yazidi. You might be less valuable after I win. I'll beat you and recruit you. Be one of the fighting men now. Well, we did pass Shingal, so there is a minority there. Large minority of Yazidis, as it still is. I traveled together with Nazanin and our merchant caravans. I come across business opportunities I would not otherwise. While in Erbil, we were able to secure a favorable trade deal with the merchants we met there. I could accept the deal as it is, or risk it and angle to get even more out of the other merchants. But they might refuse and the deal might fall through. Oh, I'm willing to take a gamble on this. By the way, she's not only Khorasani, but also of this other Zoroastrian faith. Like, what are they? They are the followers of Behafarid. The Behafarites, Behafadites seek cooperation with the Islamic world, making numerous reforms to their faith in response to Muslim criticisms of mainline Zoroastrianism. Among these reforms are banning the consumption of alcohol, strict opposition to family marriage, and encouraging charity as a measure of using one's wealth for public good. So that's why they have the vows of poverty thing. And of course they still do the sky barrels, but Islamic syncretism, which is just as fine. But they still view us as hostile no matter what, as they're a little more level-headed. I like how they're still called Zervanite High Priesthood. Well, most of my concubines have gone old, so you can dismiss me. How'd you like to be the new concubine? I mean, you're of reasonable age. Now, anyways, let's haggle to get an even better deal. Failed. Want a second chance? Succeeds. As we trek through, our caravan stopped at the clearing bordered by a Spanish from our preceded commotion to only to find Nazanin and Basileus. Basileus, I read room. I have no more Revidius, you foul fiend. Stamps foot on the ground. You are the one who's won the entire journey, Scream. Are we there yet? At every crossroads, he retorts. Come now. Sure you two can make amends. And did. And actually earned enough for it. Groom to rule. Children will get the extra skill points, including my son and heir, Ezekiel. You got 3 learning as Ezekiel. At that time I have 13 children, only lost 2 of them. One to pneumonia, and the other sickly. And it's a wonder how I accomplished all of this while not having any of the genetic traits. And neither will he. Alright, a little late. So what are we hunting for again? Because you said there was a sighting there, or are you just doing it for the sake of it? But knowing you, I fear you might murder me. So the guest list. The Kuramite is here with me. So are the Harranians. Some Assyrians. Although now that I'm here, who do you think I should befriend? I doubt you're gonna get him on your side. Because, you know, he's the one that comes. So, let's just give it a try. Try to befriend him. Which would be a miracle. But at the same time, he could potentially murder me. Because we do not like that much. We do not like each other much. Red Dane assembles the party as the sun rises over the hunting grounds and nestled in Kirkuk's shrublands. With any luck, we'll find a husk of hares. Our falcons will have a great sport. VIET's teams are ready for their hounds as well. Pointed spot has been selected. So we're setting to hawk a hare. That's pretty simple. A forest hare. They found raptor eggs. Waiting for the word of the scent hounds. Party rests in a shaded copse. Hashmadan stands not far off. This is my chance to impress him. Wally Hashmadan, how are ya? It's not often we get a chance to talk, Alvin informed me. He seemed surprised, but not hostile to my conversation. Well, knowing you were a content villain, he's very cruel, but very generous. I'll say, a well-managed forest spills forth with the one's gifts, as you have a stewarding side yourself. My words don't seem to have made much of an impact on him. He quickly loses interest, clearly not minded for management. Standing alone has moved on to chat with others. I feel foolish. Well done, Babeus. You done made it madder than ever. Just go on recreation. Far out stalk to cop's eyes peel for any sound. From the canopy above, soft twitching swirls were growing louder as we went. As the nestling screeching for its mother. An agile hunt breaks down a fluffy, yes, an unfledged raptor chick from the oak. What luck! Only young birds caught in the wild, we probably trained to hunt. Yeah, he's madder than ever, but I'll say, here, a gift. Flyhouse around this game match signals part of the hush as we arrived at the release spot. From our vantage point, we could see several sandy airs from up ahead. The party halts as we prepare to remove our birds' hoods and set them one by one to this. It's time. This isn't going to end well on my end. Found raptor eggs and made some money. Two in a bush. I watch excitedly as my falcon identifies target and takes wing from his watch, soaring high in the air. The hares are none the wiser as my falcon's skins the ground high above. Time and again, my falcon swoops in for the kill, but misses, retreats, and only grazes target. After hours of attempts, the game have all but disappeared. The falcon's near exhausted and the light is fading. A shame. I failed, but did you get any? To my beloved. Dedicate this. What do we make it again? Statue. Sculpture. Yeah. He didn't recall the Wilds' adventure, and this outing delivered a good and a bad in abundance. Rabkirta, our race has gathered this point part in exhaust sounds. The hares indeed eluded us this time. Let us leave this adventure behind for now. Although, to be quite honest, I'd rather be hunting with a bow. I mean, I haven't been competing in terms a long time. It's been all conquests. But now I must return home, take a sweet time, maybe make some sweet deals. But sometimes that doesn't work all the time. It is nightfall, and Marisha is hard at work when we arrive at the cereal fields south of Nineveh. She appears to be flattening crops at a rapid pace, using a large, flat piece of wood and heavy stones. I frown as I watch the one performing her labor, and I inquire to what exactly she is up to. She winces and starts a long rant about how we all need to wake up and meet our true masters instead of hiding behind the false Millet teachings. Let's take a few steps back in surprise. Alright then. Said by this lunatic woman here. Don't bring a lunatic in your court. Remember that lesson. Or she's just an eccentric. There we go. Careful not to oversleep again. Food's gone bad. While traveling on the road until I found we discovered a horror that a number of food supplies have gone bad. It appears early in our trip the food got mixed with a lot of water by accident. It is now rather moldy. There aren't any settlements nearby, so we need to forage and hunt some food to hold us over. But this will waste time. On the other hand, we perhaps could tough it out. Ration up the food we still haven't heard in the nearest settlements. Let's take our time to forage and hunt. Maybe make some silk trade during the delay. May never know. You put yourself in a council as a Gesper. Okay, actually, I'm okay with that. Team of all manner of wildlife. Ezekiel and I have agreed that Harran would be a splendid place to go on a hunt. While we don't have time to stay for a proper outing, as we traverse there, and I spot a pristine wild rabbit at the edge of the forest. There's peculiar markings on his fur, and I motioned to Ezekiel to survey the animal. As he spots the rabbit, he grins. What do you say to a friendly wager, father? Whoever strikes the pristine fellow with an arrow wins. Sounds like a deal to me. You know, I have high prowess, and I'm very good with my bow. I gained a lucky rabbit's paw. Rabbit in sight, we both slowly and purposely moved closer to the rabbit, taking aim for its tiny body as it gnashes away at a piece of straw. I pull my string and release, as the arrow goes straight into the animal's body. The sudden impact launches a few paces, then a tiny body slumps on the ground, motionless. I roar in triumph, and Ezekiel joins me in my chair. Nice shot, he cries as I dart forward to pick up the trophy. This was fun. Indeed it was. Cliff! He shouts in panic and hear a loud cracking sound like that of wood breaking on my face when I say, step on a dirt, see the splinter remains of the wagon wheel. My wagon wheel. I'm sorry, my late Jubas. My turn is a lookout and I fell asleep at the reins. Well, we're gonna be late. Again, we take our sweet time. Lucky rabbit's paw. Here it is. Prowess, prestige. This glove hasn't been giving me any luck as of late, except also. Do not worry, Ezekiel. One day you'll find a woman of your dreams. Just haven't thought about it. Yeah. Thank the one. Now, that was a good night rest. And he rested. Yeah. Again, I'm very eager to get this bow improved. Wasn't there a sighting around here, or am I crazy? In Nisabin? Oh no, that went away due to a series of wars. But of course, it's not wise to, you know, go out a hunt without an animal sighting, otherwise you're not going to have a good chance of succeeding. And plus, you don't even have a master hunt with you. In fact, you hardly have anybody, like you used to. No bodyguards, no nothing. All these court positions, though. Give me 2 bodyguards that I can trust. And one more thing, master of the hunt. No, Ezekiel will be the man. Because he tried to go hunt. I see no harm in that. Okay. So we're not making as much as we used to. Yeah, for the skirmishes. What station, dear? We're gonna need to change. We're gonna need to replace one of those buildings one day. My sculptor, Andres. It updates me his progress, droning on about the limits of chisel and bench as my mind reels with bold ideas for my sculpture. Creating might not be my personal forte, but that doesn't mean I can't ever say how my money is spent. Well, I have a few suggestions. it'll be of higher quality. We'll end this episode as soon as the sculpture is finished. I'm comfortably soaking in the bathhouse, finally getting some well-deserved downtime. A grating voice from somewhere that interrupts my tranquil thoughts. Did you see his? In that ridiculously tiny, a little farther in the room, I spot to my own corner, I lie, making obscene gestures, surrounded by a crowd of laughing sycophants. It's hard to miss as they're all staring at me. I'm probably overreacting. Something a compassionate man like him would say. My lord, look at that wood. The grain of Dead Sea, I've never seen such fine quality before. My Immersion just breaks away from the market procession to accost the merchant selling the coveted item. The standing over sign. With this project, would reach new heights. I could create something truly marvelous. Please, my Ruta, bestow this gift upon me. Oh, don't do that. 1 second. Sure, we can get a fair price, can we not? Merchants convinced to lower the prices. Excellent. Oh no, not again. The religious fanatics. One day, as I was paying a visit to one of the minor dwellings in my capital county, someone manages to bypass my henchmen and swiftly approaches me, dagger in hand, yelling, "This is for you to remember to stop converting the religion of my county, you lowly scum!" Fortunately, I have 2 bodyguards close to me, but nevertheless, I had to fight for my life. 10% chance. Use diplomacy. 7%. Use my bodyguard and he's... Oh god. I picked a stupid man for a bodyguard. So I will use my diplomacy. Need your help again. Use the diplomacy to influence the fanatic. So my prowess and diplomacy determined the final outcome of this event. He just died. We know what the causes are exactly. Why is everything going up again? Oh, urbanization. As the Compatibility of Colonics increases development, there are several additional needs in terms of infrastructure for the county to achieve its full potential. Roads, bridges, aqueducts, public baths, sewers, basic healthcare facilities, and much more in demand across the county in order for it to continue to grow. Unfortunately, all these facilities cost gold, and I'm the one who's required to foot the bill. Yeah, it'll be 50 gold for sustained development. It is good for it. Almost there. They lost one of their allies. Crucial warning. Yes. Counselors with negative opinions. Either that or get rid of them. But there is one I can't get rid of. But it's good that you remind me. Which is something I'm trying to do. You. Actually, I have something for you. Easy peasy. Just give them the entertainers. Whereas that man's not too pleased of just about everything. Although he could be a potential killer. Let's end it with this. My lord, my beneficiary Andres adjusts me over to an object covered in fabric of a wide grin on his face. I've toiled many days and nights. My work is finally done. He whips off the covering and my eyes grow wise to see what's beneath. An opulent statue of a Miruta Babeas, painted and masterfully carved. Emiruta is famous for his unparalleled skill in battle. The oak of the sculpture is masterfully worked. This is lovely. A tiny but elegant description on the side, dedicated to my beloved. So, Glory Hound Vassal Tax contribution. That'll help it, because I know a couple of Glory Hounds around here. Put that on that side over there of the Al Harrani statue, and look at me. Alright. Soon a minority of the Harranians are growing there. And at the same time, we're turning things just to improve our men at arms. But I'm going to need somebody to improve the ability to siege things, because knowing that Baghdad, the next place we'll take in the next episode, is highly fortified and is going to be fortified even more. Crud. What can we do then? You want to replace a building? I recall there's one of them. Station men-at-arms damage. I was thinking, isn't blacksmiths one of them? This station men-at-arms in general, right? Well, I recall something else. Where is it? That! Siege works. But we do not have the bird's innovation. We're far from that. Because as a reminder, and this will likely happen during the reign of Babeya still, he will get hereditary rule, and should go get bailiffs for the next thing on the current exposure, because I'd like to have another building slot for the, the Harranian Heartland. So, we hope you people enjoyed this episode, even though I wish we could have gone 2 wars, but I realized that wars are pretty costly, not only financially, but also from what was demonstrated here, the lives of many men. And realize how deadly these things can be, especially that are more deadlier now with hit and run. And now we're going to turn from this to this, the amount of damage it can do with those that are stationed there. So we've taken this area here, but not all of it, just a good portion of it. All you need is to usurp it if you have the money. Or you could do an easy, quick conquest war, and then there goes him. Because what little remains, they're all too separated from each other. And the next place to take will be Baghdad. And then maybe, perhaps, that we could start negotiations with this terrible man here. As you know, you are sitting in the lands of... Oh, there you are. I was wondering, where did the Mandaeans go? No, they're still around. The Mandaic people are, just Mandaeans, the religion, are over there. In Masset. And somehow, there's Kuramites over there. I mean, he could be reasonable. Just all you have to do is, you got daughters, right? Sons. Who knows? When we get close enough to the borders, and then maybe an alliance, and then they're finishing up, maybe we can vassalize them without a fight. That'd be ideal. Meanwhile, we know the strength of them, but they ain't going anywhere anytime soon. If we play our cards right. Holy War claim. That's you that's doing it. And who knows, maybe fight against the Kuramites for Kurdistan. Is your succession equal? Yes, they are. Now, if they had a prestige, which they do not, and they're not the Sogdian culture, maybe they would create a divergent culture, and maybe they'll make the martial equal. Great Worshipper of Ma. That's because of the Izadas. That's the Izada they've chosen. Or what about you? You a worshipper of anything? Successful regional meeting. Amazing fertility treatment. Well, anyways, I hope you people enjoyed this episode. Sorry for the delay in the inevitable. So, next up, Baghdad in an episode, and I will take personal control of it. For the House of Wisdom, and for everything that they have to offer. And also figuring out ways to get that stewardship back up. Because things take time. So, see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.